We leave Quebec in the sunshine, cross back into the United States and into Maine, and encounter a day-long ride in the rain. But that's fine, we end up eating lobster. Miriam and I load up the Am Spyder for another odyssey, this time to Quebec, Canada. This trip will be about 3,500 miles or 5,600 kilometers and take us through 9 states and a border crossing to our neighbors to the north. We are calling this trip North by Northeast. We start our journey south, leaving Canada and traveling the back roads through Quebec and Maine, with the destination of the quaint town of Damariscotta, with the hopes of filling up on Maine lobster. The forecast for today calls for rain, lots of rain, but at least it's going to be cool, a nice contrast to the boiling heat we had last year. Our last gas up and probably transaction in Quebec, Canada. Just got gas, and there's anything strange about the pump. There's no place to put a credit card or pay. Here, they trust you. You pump first and pay later at a modern gas station. It's also a very well-stocked convenience store. Fresh meats, fresh vegetables, salads, pre-cooked
homemade
meals,
treats, pastries.
So Miriam is going to ask me if we can smuggle a salad across the border. We're not smuggling.
I thought it was interesting that the gas is sans plomb. Sans means without, plomb lead, right? And you knew.
I just knew that PLU is the periodic table for abbreviation for lead, and only us nerds know that.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right, let me get my music
very nice
going
stuff.
Again. Yeah. Fortunately, she spoke English, so we were able to navigate the problem with the pump. I guess it was close to the U.S. border. We are 59 miles.
I also think it's great that they have a place to recycle plastic bottles. You just hang it by the handle. We saw that at the other gas station, and I tell you, Canada does such a better job of recycling than we do in the U.S. Much to learn from them.
To look for weather is a solid gray line, and if you look over there, you see a solid gray so that's rain, and probably gonna be pretty. Yeah. So we stopped, and we're on a steep grade, so I had to hold the brake while Miriam hopped off and got the rain liner so we could put those on, and I was able to don mine while standing up holding the brake. We now call it the Wolf Creek Pass foul weather procedure. Another mention for the infamous Wolf Creek Pass. We're in the rain. Imagine that. USA, 1 kilometer. USA, 500 meters. Welcome back in the United States of America. Welcome to Maine. Hands-free devices only. Oh. All right, hands-free. Coming back through the American border was quite simple and straightforward. The border questions were rather routine. What is your name? Where are you going? And what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? We passed the little town of Moose River. Gotta love those names in this part of the world. When traveling down this section of roadway through Maine, you gotta keep an eye on your gas gauge. Gas stations are few and far between. You can see it, but look at the dash on the Spyder. It is, I'm talking to the viewers. Look at the dirt on the dash. It looks like we've been off-roading. And we were covered with the same level of goo. Park brake off, first gear. User forward. Wheel chock.
Oh boy, must be a good place. We're getting close. Lobster rolls.
Damariscotta is the oyster capital of New England. So I feel compelled to sample some oysters and see how they compare to the eastern shore of Virginia oysters, which in my humble opinion are the best in the country.
You're biased.
I may be biased.
Yes.
John asked me to give you a quick tour of our Airbnb in Damariscotta, Maine. It's very, very cute. It's an apartment above a garage. And when you come in, you'll find John at his computer working hard at cataloging video, trying to get caught up from the last several days. Any words, John?
Yes. Did you talk about the outdoor shower yet?
Haven't gotten there yet.
Talk to that and get back with me.
Okay. Okay, here is our cozy double bed that we'll be sleeping in tonight. And we have a nice little kitchen area with all the comforts of home, coffee pot, refrigerator, microwave, all that good stuff. Very helpful. We have robes hanging up. That is for the outdoor shower. We have no indoor shower. So that will be interesting, but that was one of the amenities that we were looking forward to. This is our little bathroom, not a whole lot to see here, just a sink and toilet. And I'm gonna take you downstairs real quick. So you'll see things hanging out everywhere because we got so wet and muddy yesterday. We're looking at our host house here. It's very nice. They've lived here since 2019. This is our backyard view. Alrighty, this is the outdoor shower. So that will be quite lovely. And look, we have a turtle visiting us. Hey, little guy. They do have 2 dogs on the property. You can see how very, very dirty our Spyder and trailer is. There's a lot of mud in Maine. That's all I can say. And it was everywhere.
Hey guys, coming to you from the woods, the wilderness of Maine, and outside Damariscotta. We're probably pronouncing that wrong.
Damariscotta.
Damariscotta, Maine.
Yeah.
And
cute
we want to
town on the coast.
Yeah, debrief on yesterday's travels. Today was only about an hour ride. No big deal. We made it over here from Waterville, Damariscotta. Why don't you start? Oh, wait a minute. Let me preface. We talk a lot about our travels on the Spyder, and one of the things that we're concerned about is we make it look always glamorous
and easy.
Yesterday was the opposite of glamorous and easy. It was arduous.
And we didn't film ourselves when we arrived in Waterville, wilted like drowned rats. And maybe we should have. Maybe we should have shown that part too. But and we've been racking our brains. Why was yesterday so demoralizing?
So yesterday morning I woke up, I was not well rested, and we knew the forecast was going to be rain. Our route took us through some pretty remote parts of Maine after we crossed the U.S. border.
It was beautiful.
It was
beautiful.
gorgeous.
Mountains, lakes.
We crossed the border with no issues whatsoever, and pretty soon after that, the rain started.
And it continued. And it continued. It's a couple of hours of that. I think, when we think about other rides, we've certainly gone through heavy rain before.
And even ice?
And ice, lest we speak the name.
We don't use that word
We don't
much.
use that term lightly.
We were on a road that I picked out, which I knew was going to be a very remote road.
Scenic.
It was the old Canadian highway.
The old Canadian road. The
Old
scenic
Canadian road.
highway.
Yeah, very, very scenic. Nothing, for the most part. A couple of small towns here and there, but there was nothing.
We could have stopped at a pit toilet at a rest area, and but I wasn't ready to be that desperate. I think we're more than 2 weeks into the trip, and I think that there is a cumulative fatigue that kind of develops when you're traveling in this style.
Which is why I strongly recommend a series of rest days. Those are days where you just kick back, watch TV, read a book, do something to rest
Yeah.
while traveling.
And when you have wet socks and you feel like there's an inch of water in your boots, you just lose your coping ability. So that's where we were. Yeah. And what was funny, we had our rain gear on, but we found that the water was kind of beating on our helmets and traveling down to and coming under my chin and your chin too into our clothing.
Something I have never experienced. We've been through some heavy rain, and it wasn't windy. And for the first time ever, the rain, as we were going through it, was bouncing off of something. I'm watching the rain come from behind me and around me and go forward towards the dash of the Spyder. And I still don't understand how that is physically even possible.
Yeah, the good news was, we had a laundry facility at the hotel. We could kind of regroup, do some laundry, start the next day with clean, dry socks, which makes a world of difference. There was a Wendy's across the street. I know there were much better restaurant choices in Waterville, but
Wendy's has salads and chili. It was good.
So we had something hot and fairly healthy, and so you just kind of regroup and try to laugh at yourself.
And you can't laugh at it while it's happening. You're miserable. You're uncomfortable. We were dry. We were comfortable. We were warm. Took a hot shower, went to bed, got a very good night's sleep. And this morning the weather was fine, and we hit it again.
Yeah, and it may rain tomorrow, and that's okay too.
But you're going to have, if you travel, adventure travel,
long distance
on a motorcycle or Spyder, this stuff's going to happen. It's not all glamour.
Yeah.
That's why we're talking about this now, because I think sometimes we make it look like it's all fun, and it's not. It's. I heard somebody say on YouTube one time, sometimes it's fun level 2, where you don't call it fun until after you're telling the story to somebody else and went, that was pretty cool. But yesterday, I would have paid good money to be anywhere except where I was at.
Yeah.
So there's to address that. And
the good, the bad, the ugly.
We're going to continue the trip. We're staying in Damascata. Tomorrow we're going to tour the little town and just relax and enjoy that. And the next day we start heading south. So Miriam, where are we precisely?
Well, most importantly, we're at the Lobster Hall in Damascata, Maine.
Mm-hmm.
So we just arrived to this town.
Wait, it's not raining.
Yes, that is good news.
And what are we going to do here at this
Oh
restaurant?
my gosh, we're gonna have our very first lobster roll.
Yes, I have been saving myself for Maine lobster roll. I've eaten lobster before, but never had a lobster roll. So we're going to go inside and see what they have to offer, and we're looking forward to it. Little hole-in-the-wall place Miriam found on...
Yelp, it had great reviews.
Yeah,
so, high expectations. Lobster Sena sliders. Yeah. With 2 orders of coleslaw and one of your homemade blueberry bread pudding. And then we got these drinks. I'm excited. First lobster.
So I brung Miriam all the way to Maine, and what did she order for dessert? Bread pudding
With Maine blueberries.
with Maine blueberries, because Lord knows you can't get that in Virginia. Well, not Maine blueberries.